Hey, what's going on guys, it's Zam here. So today IFBB Pro Dennis James and Milos Sarcev have given top 5 predictions of Mr. Olympia 2020 and also shared their reasons that why they have chosen these bodybuilders for top 5 places in Mr. Olympia this year. And especially about Phil Heath, why he will win Mr. Olympia 2020. The discussion is worth watching between two great IFBB professionals, so I leave you watching this conversation and also share your opinions in comment section below. Thank you.
Top 5 this year in the Open.
Top 5 this year's the Open. Well, I would say that Phil Heath is gonna win because Phil Heath is Phil Heath. I don't think he's gonna return just for the sake of returning. He's gonna come back stronger.
Come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, and what we talk about, it's not like Phil Heath was so off 2018. He was a little bit off for the standard that he set for himself, and Sean Roden was just like spot on, dry to the bone, and they went their way. So I expect, of course, Phil Heath to dominate. Brandon Curry, I expect him to better than ever, and Brandon has a more extreme V-taper, so standing next to Phil, he's going to be wider, and then he puts that question, is he more aesthetic because he has a bigger V-taper, but he doesn't have that round muscle bellies and cartoonish quality of superhero like Phil Heath has.
And the crazy detail all over his body.
Crazy detail. Yeah, that's what I mean. It just I don't see Brandon getting this within a year, and we saw. I mean, when Phil Heath does most muscular pose, sometimes you want to wonder if it's a Photoshop happening in front of you, right? It's like fucking crazy. When he turns around, that hamstring glutes is ripped to pieces, striations upon striations. Even last year, 2018, when he was slightly off, you remember when he turned around and showed the hamstring?
Yes.
Glutes?
Yes.
It was ridiculous, right?
Listen, I don't even think he was off. I think he was on. All I think was held him back. And this was because he had the same issue the year before, was his systemic stomach. He didn't control his stomach. They let it slide the year before, and I think they punished him in 2018 just for that.
Yes, quite spot on. But you see, I say conditioning from the front. When look at the legs, quads, separation, couple of years earlier and 2018, there was a difference. It was I mean, I agree with you. Good conditioning, but not standard that he has set, for years.
Let me ask you this: if Phil would have had a flat stomach with the same condition that year,
yeah, he would won. He would have won.
Yes. That's what I think.
Yeah,
too.
He would won. Yes, and it's a kind of those things. They kind of they had enough of it. There's pictures of Phil and Kai back in the day where Phil just let his stomach go. There was like 3 years before and then 2 years before. I mean, you can find those pictures where he lets himself go on the stage. And this is my criticism. You are Olympia winner, and even if you're not, you're on Olympia stage. Not for 1 second you can let go. You have to glue your stomach to the spine.
I totally agree with you 1,000%. Yeah. I personally know exactly how hard it is. You told me that 1,000 times.
Yeah,
and 1,000 times I failed because it is much harder than you can walk on stage telling yourself keep it in, and in transitions all of a sudden you think it's still in, but it's not. So I know how hard it is, but I know Phil can do it.
What do I think? I think that Dexter Jackson coming for the last time. He's going to put his shit together, right? Mm-hmm. He's going to show up there like, okay, if this is his goodbye to the sport in the last show, I pray to God he's going to be at his all-time best. I think he improved on we talk about the abs. His abs at the Arnold Classic were in control. Like Tampa last year, Olympia last year, you could...
he was starting to let go on it, yes.
Yes. At the Arnold Classic, he fixed it pretty much. So if he comes, he's razor sharp. And this time, you and I talked. You were in Germany, and you were asking what I think because for Arnold Classic, for you, Dexter should have won. The way you watched the live show, streaming,
I think Dexter could have won. That's what I said.
Could have won, yeah. So yeah, it was close. It was close. He could have go his way. I think him going back on that stage one more time, one final time, he has to bring it. So I would love to be see him there in top 3 battling for a title. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because Dexter has he brings the condition, and if anybody, because most of the guys are bigger than Dex, we all know that. But if they're off, Dexter will slide right past them, and that's just the way it is. It's been like this for the last 20 years, and it's going to be like this in his last Olympia. If these guys are not on, Dexter will beat them. Simple as that. So
I agree with you. So now there's a factor of would Hadi Chupan be there, because Hadi impressed all of us for sure. Today there's a picture actually Hadi and Dexter on Instagram just now. I don't know if you see most muscular pose, and it's like, oh my god, it is that picture is not even close.
Hadi's for me since last year the most impressive bodybuilder.
Most very impressive, because you appreciate the quality, which he has extreme striations upon striations everywhere, and he has a size for that frame. So nobody's going to really outsize him comparatively because weight-wise, and the quality that he brings is ridiculous. Legs were ridiculous. So now that brings Flex Lewis into the picture. You watch Flex compete against
Hadi.
Hadi
in Korea.
Korea. Okay, you were there?
It wasn't close.
That's what I say also. I mean, Flex is a friend, but truth is truth. You have to be having a guts to say the truth.
Flex got the bonus. He got the Olympia bonus.
Flex beat him on back double biceps pose only. You know, this is how I saw it. So now, which Flex is going to show, and if Hadi's going to be there. If Hadi's going to be there, I would expect him to be looking crazy. Absolutely. You know, so, but Flex also was always limited with the 212 weight division. So could he, you know, look bigger, fuller, better? Yes.
I'm sure.
So that would be my pick for the top 5, right? And BONAC, of course. BONAC is so we have a top 6.
It's going to be crazy. I believe Flex Lewis will be at his all-time best, and he's going to bring at least, I'll say, close to 230.
Ooh,
maybe 25. Let's say 225. If he brings 225 and he's peeled, I don't think anybody can get as hard as Hadi. And I'm talking about the striations that you don't see on any bodybuilder anymore.
Yeah.
Chest striations. Yeah. Maybe Phil. Phil has this detail, but this striations that I saw, and it's not only at the Olympia last year. I've seen Hadi compete 2 times. One time in Italy, where he got second to Cedric, where he clearly won.
Yeah, he won.
You know what I mean? So he's basically the most dangerous bodybuilder that we have at the moment, I believe. I
agree with you. I saw him turn professional. He was amateur in Dubai, and then a day later he competed at the Sharu Classic, and he lost to what's his name from Holland, Rolly Winkler. Rolly Winkler beat him, but Rolly Winkler looked like a water buffalo next to the goddamn chiseled fucking. I mean, there was Hadi's show to win. There was not even a question. Conditioning wise, it was not 10%, 15%. There was 90% difference in quality.
Yeah.
And he was actually like 200-ish pounds, and he looked just as big as Rolly Winkler because of the quality.
Right.
So yeah, in Vancouver, you know, he was also looking crazy. So I think if Hadi, you know, comes, I don't think at Olympia that was his best conditioning ever. He was good. It was better than the other guys, but it was not the best conditioning of Hadi Chupan.
It's hard. It sounds crazy that we're even saying that. You know, he was the most conditioned guy on stage, but it wasn't even his best condition. Think about that.
You agree?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I agree. I think he was also better in Italy, you know?
Yes.
Because he was a little bit lighter, I think. Depending on, you know, we'll see. But listen, I believe he will be, he's already a star. He's a superstar. And you know, I love to see what his country, Iran, how much they backing him up. He got his own statue. I mean, it's unbelievable. See, in America, we don't do this. You know, this sport is not even accepted the way it is in Iran. And I believe, hopefully, he makes it to the U.S. Because if he makes it to the U.S., I believe he will be a great fight with all these guys in the top 3, 100%.
Imagine if they're all on stage. That would be like one of the best Olympias you've seen in years. Yes.
Yeah.